Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And she's still here. Don't worry, she's still here.
I am here. I'm just sick now.
She's very sick again. You're always sick.
No, I've been good for a couple months, but I pushed myself way too hard and then it caught up with me. Anyway, but I'm here. I'm pushing through it.
She's pushing through it, just like Goku, pushing through it.
Yeah, I just pushed through it in a much different way.
Yeah. So, Geeky is here. We're going to talk about this situation because it seemed to have blown up over the weekend regarding the Dragon Ball Z audio leaks. And now the story has hit Japan. And this is a bad look for Funimation because, hey, Goku's going to be an ambassador of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And in the US, there's all this controversy being attached to Goku. Goku's voice actor and the rest of the Dragon Ball cast, or a lot of the Dragon Ball cast, and Funimation's, well, buffoonery. That's the only way I can really think to describe it. So we're going to talk about that. Buffoonery. We're going to talk about that in this video. Before we do, please subscribe if you guys have not subscribed already for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We hit 56,000 last week. Over 56,000.
Oh, I don't know what we were on. I thought that was a couple days ago. Was
I don't know.
Technically still?
I think technically it's this week, yeah. So we're hoping to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. I don't know if it's possible, but we'd like to get one of those little check marks, I think, next
I very much want one of those. I want one of those so much. I want one of the little button things.
Yeah, it says we're legit.
I just want one of those. That's all I want.
Oh, the play button? Yeah, we
want
a play button.
That's all I want. Play button. Dang it. I want a play button.
There you go. Geeky wants a play button.
Yeah, I need a play button.
All right. So, yeah, Dragon Ball Z, Goku is an ambassador of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And guess what? The bad news is hitting Japan now. This coming from Yuki Matsuzaki, who is a voice actor who, he was pretty critical of these audio leaks. And now they apparently hit IGN Japan. I did do a video yesterday talking about IGN, being very critical of this. And now it hit Japan at their version of IGN as well as Yahoo. So that's kind of a big deal too. And I translated it. And I think it's the IGN article.
Okay, let's put on Yahoo.
I think it's the same article.
Well, it says IGN Japan right there in the corner.
Yeah, but the translation's really wonky. Because it says the voice of the U.S. version of Dragon Ball Z, dubious remarks against homosexuals, leaks and burns.
Oh, hopefully it burns.
Is that a roast? Is that what they're trying to say?
There's ointment for that, I hear.
Yeah, live stream by
listen
lawyer.
To the other video, there's ointment.
Yeah, there's ointment for that. Nick Requita, which lasted 3 hours and 30 minutes. Requita pointed out that the voice actor jokes violates Funimation's work rules.
It does.
I think this is it. I think this is the same article. I think they just took it over to Japan. So here's the thing. A lot of Funimation, they're at some convention this weekend. Nobody is responding to this. Actually, some of the news outlets, including IGN, have reached out to Funimation and they said no comment.
They're doing one of those things that the toddlers do, where they cover their eyes and then you can't see them anymore because they believe that if they cover their eyes, they go away and they disappear. We'll just cover our eyes and it'll go away. Cover our eyes and it'll go away.
Yeah, and it's hitting all the news outlets. Like, this is a grade A shit show. And if you just Google Funimation, like, the news is dominated by, hey, who's that? By bad news. Bad news about Funimation.
Except Anime News Network.
Except, curiously enough, Anime News Network won't touch this with a 10-foot pole. It's not that nobody's working there, because look, they've got other posts. But they're not going to go anywhere near this because, let's face it, Anime News Network was a huge catalyst in Vic Mignogna getting gone. And this is a really dicey situation for them.
We don't do the daily Vic videos and things because, early on we called this crap out. We called this stuff out. We said, wait a minute, we've been to conventions. We know the stuff that they're getting mad about. We've seen other voice actors do. That is not just Vic. There's a bunch of voice actors that also behave in the way they were claiming. And it's, horsing around, goofing off, that kind of stuff. Girls getting in line and, unbuttoning their shirts and hiking their skirts up before they meet the voice actors. Seen it all. Called that out. Said, we got to see more, but more evidence than what they're suggesting because the evidence isn't enough to be like, you should be fired. And we got called Nazis for it from people at Anime News Network. Alt-right, was it called alt-right Nazis? What we were called?
I think we were called the alt-right Nazis. Alt-right Nazis because we thought that this whole thing just kind of stunk to high heavens.
Right, and there wasn't enough evidence yet and everything else. You know, we're not saying he did or didn't do it. We were just like, what? There's nothing here that we aren't seeing from other people behaving in the same way at conventions. And we got called all kinds of names for it. And basically, we just wait around until we have things that are, like, you know, more factually based that we can talk about. We don't just want to go make, you know, Daily Vic videos. We're too busy one daily video about Disney, so it doesn't really matter. But
yeah,
we get the hypocrisy, but we'll admit to it.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, we weighed in, and we were pretty neutral, and we had Anime News Network come after us.
I would say neutral. I think we're more fair.
Yeah, we were fair. We're like, look, you know, there needs to be. Can you show me some more evidence?
Right.
Like, I get there's a lot of stories. Where's the evidence? Show me some smoking guns.
In this case, they have evidence. They have the actual recording.
Yeah,
there's evidence.
You can't.
Why aren't they fired already?
Well, now they tried to say that it was another studio. I forget their name. It's 4-Star that does Dragon Ball parodies. They said that, oh, well, maybe it's just a parody. Well, Funimation apparently. So somebody's working at Funimation. Over the weekend, they were copyright striking videos that use the audio.
Well, yeah, if it wasn't theirs, they'd have no right to copyright strike. Right.
So,
and plus, even then, that's basically admitting that it belongs to you.
Yeah, and the fact that there's no comment, because if it wasn't yours, I'd be like, hell no, this is not us. This is not us. You know, we're denying that these are us. We're denying these are our voice actors. You know, this is not us. But, you know, the fact they're copyright striking, they're not issuing a comment, they're not saying jack shit on their Twitter. Anime News Network isn't touching it because I think they're chummy with a lot of people over at Funimation. They're not touching it, but they had no problem. They had no problem jumping all over the Vic Mignogna situation. You know, using photographs that turned out to be not quite in context or used out of context. They had no problem doing that because apparently there was a personal axe to grind.
No problem having people call us alt-right Nazis because
we
just said, hey, we see this behavior from other actors at animation cons, not just him, you know.
Yeah, they had no problem calling us and another YouTuber, Lost Paws, Nazis on Twitter.
There's a guy wearing the flag as a cape.
I know, right? Yeah.
And the kicker is, they're so dumb. They didn't even know that we don't even, you know, lean right. Even though anymore, I'm starting to lean more right than left.
They call us alt-right, yeah.
We're moderates that lean left in most things. Yeah.
So I called the guy on Twitter. I'm like, what is the deal? Why did you not come to us privately if you had issues about it? And you know, the videos we did, we were basically like, look, you know, we had anime industry insiders come to us before any of the stuff happened with.
We're one of the first ones covering it.
Oh yeah. Before any of the stuff happened with Vic Mignogna, before any of the stuff was going on with Crunchyroll or Rooster Teeth or any of that, we had people coming to us last summer and being like, look, these are the people you gotta watch. You gotta watch Funimation. You gotta watch Anime News Network. You gotta watch Rooster Teeth and Crunchyroll.
Yeah, and that's what they told us.
And I'm like,
months ahead of this.
And I blew it off because I'm like, I am not gonna run with a bunch of scuttlebutt. And I knew the people were reputable, but I'm like, I can't run with that because I don't have any proof. They said you don't need to do it. Just watch those people because behind the scenes there's some stuff going on. And you're gonna start seeing, you know, that this is bigger than just the Vic Mignogna situation. This is like sort of an attempt to reshape the anime industry by people over here in the West, and that's what I was told. Yeah. And we're starting to kind of see it now.
Yeah, we're seeing it. I'm sorry, every time I hear the term scuttlebutt, I think of Scuttle from The Little Mermaid and his butt.
Why are you thinking of his butt?
I don't mean to. When I hear scuttlebutt, that's what I think of. I'm sorry, but it just happens. Plus, I'm on cold medicine, so.
Okay. But, not weighing in. Anime News Network doesn't surprise me at all. And, you know, they were out there. They were attacking YouTubers. They were attacking Hirohei.
They're attacking us.
They were, you know, so it's
we were actually the most, like, neutral of the bunch, and they were kind of after us.
Yeah, of the people talking about it, I think we probably have been the most neutral. We have not even talked about the Mignogna situation in months. Again, our feeling is it's in court now, so let the courts do their job.
Well, it was my feeling until this came out. Now I'm like, nope, we're gonna say something.
Well, this is the bigger issue. This is the bigger issue.
We gotta say something. Okay, continue on to the bigger issue.
Well, I think the bigger issue, my personal opinion here, the bigger issue is Funimation needs to clean house.
Oh yeah, we said that before when the whole thing started and they got rid of Vic, and then the other people, we're not going to name names, but you know who they are, started their crap online, keeping it going. We said then, you know what, if I were them, I'd fire them too, because you're supposed to be dealing with this, behind the scenes. You're going out there deliberately making a show of it, to try to cause more trouble. And it's like, I think that's why lawsuits happened. And it's like, if they had, that's part of the reason why. But, they needed to silence these people, because if I were them, I would have just been like, okay, you're all on probation, or you're all, out until we find out what's going on. Get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, we've said that repeatedly, and I stand by that. I'd be like, this whole little group of people in their high school bullshit, you guys are all on probation, stop tweeting, or I would have issued a company-wide thing being like, shut your Twitter down, or just, retweet official tweets, but you're causing more damage.
And people are like, well, that's like punishing the victims, if they are victims. But beyond that, that's not, because what you're just saying is, we're not going to make a big deal about this publicly. We are going to address it. We're going to go to court. We're going to do what we have to do on the down low, but there's no reason to be out there, constantly keeping it going even when it dies down to get attention, because it's going to hurt the company. And I'm not saying they can't say anything, but I'm just saying, be smart about what you say. And they were not being smart about what they said. It was a running joke to these people. So now it's coming around to bite them in the ass. Yeah,
it is. So it's even escalated beyond that, because now, since it's gone to court, now,
more is coming out.
More is coming out, and it's getting freaking weird. I mean, they're talking Chuck Huber. Now, I haven't followed this too closely, but from what I understand, he's basically saying that they have sort of a casting couch over Funimation. Like, this rabbit hole is going to go
There's a lot of deepness
pretty
in the hole.
deep. This hole's deep.
There's no ointment for this.
And there's no ointment. There's no ointment for this. If I were Funimation, if I were Sony who owns Funimation, I'd be like, what the actual hell? What is going on? Like, freaking, you're done. Toei Animation.
Yeah, I was saying, Toei, they're the parent company. They're probably like, oh my god.
Goku, ambassador of the 2020 Olympics, and he's calling his son a bundle of sticks, cigarettes, that word that you don't use in 2019 repeatedly again and again and again.
I wouldn't read that one, because I was just like, no, I'm not reading this, transcribed or otherwise.
And the Japanese have found out this isn't something that's being just talked about with YouTubers. And that's what I tried to get across in the other video was, they thought this was going to be quarantined to the U.S. anime community and YouTubers.
Why would they think that?
And it's hit everywhere. It's everywhere. And it all happened on Labor Day weekend. So whoever the hell is in charge of Funimation's PR department come Tuesday, they got their work cut out for them, or they're going to get shit canned.
Well, it's not. I don't know why they get canned. It's not their fault it got out.
So this is bad. This is really bad. Again, you Google Funimation, and it's mostly bad news. And that's never good for a company. That's what we talked about Disney. Like, the reason they try to bury all the negativity is they don't want people going out there and talking about all the bad news. And right now...
Well, that's what we're for.
That's what we're for. But right now with Funimation, it's bad. And this could have been stopped. They could have stopped the bleeding. I mean, there was damage done.
Well, I think it's better that it's all out, because this crap's been going on.
Well, it seems like this is the culture over there.
I'm like, if this has been going on, it's better that it's out, because I think it would have just come out eventually. And I think that, a lot of these people that are pointing fingers are just as guilty, or if not more so guilty, because the stuff that they fired Vic over doesn't seem to be as bad as some stuff I've heard on these videos.
No.
I mean, sorry, the Jelly Bean incident is nowhere near as bad as some of this stuff. And they're trying to argue, well, this stuff happened years ago. So did the Jelly Bean incident. I mean,
Yeah, you can't, that's just it. It's a double standard. You can't say, well, okay, let's look at it this way. It's kind of like with Disney, with the Roseanne Barr situation versus the James Gunn situation. Their go-to was, well, James Gunn made those jokes 10 years ago. Roseanne Barr made that comment like yesterday. But the thing is, you have to apply the rules evenly. And if Vic's alleged wrongdoing was 10 years ago, then it's the same with these guys.
And if they're saying, well, it was 10 years ago, but we've heard rumors. Well, this stuff's been rumored to be happening for years too. I mean, 10 years ago they recorded this, but a lot of these other stories sound like they've been more recent than 10 years ago.
So let's talk about what Funimation said when they got rid of Vic. They said part of their core mission is to celebrate the diversity.
Well, they celebrated diversity in that one video. There was a lot of people needing the special ointment.
Yeah, right.
It was a very diverse ointment video.
Our core mission is to celebrate the diversity of the anime community and share our love for this genre and its positive impact on all.
Positive impact.
Pride.com was terribly offended, and they picked this up. Goku is calling his kid a bundle of sticks again and again and again, and most of the jokes were either homophobic or they were about incest or whatever. And yeah, again, I get a joke. People were easily offended by stuff, but you have to apply the rules evenly.
That's my thing. I mean, the one where he was calling his kid a bundle of sticks, I was like, oh my god. The other one was more just funny. When they were talking about the ointment, that was just more funny than anything. But the point is, if you're firing one person for behavior that's similar, that's supposed to be bad and out of with their guidelines, then these other people that are doing the exact same thing should also be fired.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. At the end of the day, you can't just play favorites.
And how far down does this go? Is this Funimation company culture? I mean, we get, like we said before, anime conventions, we get that the actors, they horse around. We've been on panels with actors horsing around. We've actually been on panels where the panels got so raw, they forbid video or audio recording because they didn't want to come back on the actors later. That's how raw the panels got. We've actually been on panels with voice actors that got like that. So if this is the culture, and this is something that like Funimation is promoting, then if I were in charge, I would just be like, what the freaking frick is going on?
It's like you guys, Funimation just put a stop to all of it. And if that means clean house on everybody, then clean house on everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
Either that, or if you're going to let them stay, then you let Vic come back. Because, you can't, this double standard thing is not okay. And even the mainstream media is calling it out.
Yeah. So this is not a good look. They have a new Dragon Ball series coming up. They have Goku representing. He's being an ambassador at the 2020 Olympics, and he's calling his son derogatory things. Japan, it's gonna be really interesting to see what Japan does. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch that very closely because I think Japan, they kind of view Goku as, at least in pop culture, kind of a national treasure, an icon. I mean, Dragon Ball's been on forever. It's one of the most popular manga and anime series of all time. Again, it would be like having Mickey Mouse making jokes like that. Disney sending Mickey Mouse to another country and having them say really nasty things.
Oh, redub a Mickey Mouse video where he's, calling Donald a bag, a bundle of sticks, and him, Donald, Chip and Dale are just, all having ointment fun time.
Ointment fun time, yeah. So that's pretty much what we're dealing with here. And
too.
If I were Funimation, one, I'd clean house, or Sony, I'd clean house. And if I were Toei, I'd be like, hell no, you're not going anywhere near it. And so the only other option I can think of in the U.S. is probably Viz. Viz, so far there hasn't been too much drama around them, but Funimation has to clean house.
Yeah, and not saying anything is actually probably hurting them more.
Yeah, because now it looks like they're in panic mode.
And then they're going into copyright striking but not putting out a statement. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah,
they're trying to cover something up.
Anime News Network, again, not touching it. This is the biggest...
But they're the most trusted anime news source, but they're not covering the big news anime story.
The internet's most trusted anime news source. This is the biggest anime related story going on this month, and they're not even touching it, because again, this just kind of lends credence to the theory that they're a little too chummy with Funimation, and that's kind of how helped Vic get gone. Agree. So all right, we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep, I need to lay down.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.